Guys, in this session, we are going to have the discussion about what your friend types of constructor with practical. So in this session, we are going to have the discussion about types of constructors practically. So what are the various types of constructors? Number one, default constructor. Number two is what parameterized constructor. Number three is what your friend copy constructor. Number one, default constructor. Number two, parameterized constructor. Number three, copy constructor. Now let me show you how to work with them, guys. So a lot of attention is required on this particular case. Now let me show you just now what is the default constructor? Default constructor means what your friend constructor without any arguments. So defining the constructor without any arguments, we can also say it as what your friend zero parameterized constructor. So friend, just now I decided to write the program using the constructors. So in the E drive, we already created one folder. That is what your friend Java Online 5. Java Online 530 or something, we created one folder. I would like to maintain the programs in that Java Online 530. So here is ago. Now you can see that constructors. So in this folder, I would like to save the programs, go with the constructor. Let me go to the file, new, writing what your friend Java code. Guys, now a lot of attention is required. Already you had very clear idea about what is the local variable and instant fields, right? That is the reason. Please keep that points in the memory so that you can understand the concept very effectively, my dear. Yes, very effectively. So if you notice something like this, now I want to define a class. Name of the class is something like what your friend, just I want to go with the rectangle. This is just I want to go with something like, okay, just rectangle.java. I want to write this program using what your friend default construct. So my dear friend, kindly observe this. Here I am taking float, what your friend, just a float length and breadth, length and breadth here. So now if you notice that length and breadth. So well, these are call it as what your friend, you guys already knows well, these are the instant fields. These are the instant fields. Well, now what is my requirement is I want to define one default constructor is here. So just what your friend defining a special method whose name is exactly same with the class, then it is called as a what your friend constructor. But you guys already we have seen. And just a default constructor is a what? Is a process of defining the constructor without any parameters. Process of defining a constructor without any parameters. Call it as what your friend default constructor. Even we can say it as our dear friend, even we can say it as a parameter less constructor or zero parameterized constructor. But as you guys already aware, ladies and gentlemen, so these L and B are what instant fields. Instant fields can be accessed to the class. Already you had very clear discussion. Already we had very clear discussion. Instant fields can be accessed over the class. But now what I am taking L equal to what your friend 4.0f. Here I am taking L equal to 4.0f. Such a manner no b equal to what your friend 4.0f. That's enough. This is now I define one constructor. And moreover, this constructor is not having any parameters. This constructor is not having any parameter. We can say it as what your friend parameter less constructor, or we can say it as what your friend just a default constructor. We can say. Well said. Just I want to define one method called find area. But in the find area also I can use what your friend just these are the instance. Instant fields can be accessed throughout the class. You please observe this one. So just L and B I can use into the what your friend any method of the class we can use it. Right? But you must require an object reference in the static context. So just what I want to do, sir, I want find the area of rectangle, then return what your friend return L into B. So return L into B, whose return type is what your friend just a float. Whose return type is what your friend float. Guys, this is what your friend just kindly notice. This is an instance. This is what your friend, it is an instance method. This is a, what your friend just a constructor. You guys already aware of them. But instance methods required to be called explicitly, whereas constructors are invoked implicitly. Guys, I want to go with what your friend entry point. Public static void main of string args array. Yes. But many times I was discussed with you, my dear friend. Many times I was discussed with you. So just now, these are the what your friend instant fields. For the instant fields, memory is always allocated where within the object. So now, just at any cost, we need to create an object for the class, right? Compulsory, we need to create an object for the class. But sir, how do I create an object for the class? This is a way. Rectangle are equal to what your friend, your rectangle. My dear friend, kindly observe this. But the steps to be understand, be careful. Whenever the constructor is called, very first one, what is happened? An object will be created. Very first, what is happened? Object is created, number one. Number two, whatever the fields are existed, whatever the non-static fields are existed in the class, for those fields, memories gets allocated within the object. Whatever the non-static fields are exist in the class, for those fields, memory is getting allocated within the object. Now, this is what your friend L and B. For the memory is allocated what L, and the memory is getting allocated for the B. And now this object is referred by what your friend, this object is referred by the, this is what the case. Okay, just a very first step, whenever the constructor is called, then object is created. Second step is whatever the fields are existed in the class, for those fields, memory is allocated within the object. Number three, whatever the logic you have written inside the constructor will be executed, because actually you are calling the constructor only. But as you know, whenever the constructor is called, an object of the class is instantiated, and not only that, just object will be initialized. But here, what is happened now? 4.0f is assigned to L, and 4.0f is assigned to what B, where L and B is a what here friend instance. Instance of which object? For the instant fields, usually memory is allocated within the object, right? Okay, just L and B are the what instance. Instance of which object? The object which is calling that method, right? This method is called by what your friend R. That means that L and B instant fields for object will be initialized with what your friend 4.0f and 4.0f. This is what exact happens. Kindly notice that. So here what is happened here, the 4.0f is assigned here, and B is also initialized with what, gentlemen? B is also initialized with 4.0f. This is what exact happens. So when the constructor is called, this is a parameterless constructor. But okay, fine, sir. But what about that find area? Find area is an instance method. Find area is an instance method. Then how can I call the instance method? Or that what your friend find area? Guys, lot of attention. Sir, find area method is executing with respect to R. Type of R is what? Rectangle. Control jumps to the class rectangle. Control jumps to the class rectangle. Searching for what your friend? Searching for the find area. Yes, this is there. This is searching for the find area. So what is that now? L and B. L and B are what? Instance. Instance of which object? The object which is calling this method. This method is called by what? R. This method is called by R. Already I said you. So just L is initialized with what? 4, and B is initialized with what? 4. 4 into 4 is what your friend 16. Is that returning or not returning? Returning. The returned value of type what? Float. Then here is returning now float value. Area of what your friend, just a simple area of rectangle. Finally, the result will be stored in the what your friend AR. Finally, the result will be stored in what your friend AR. Area of what your friend rectangle is. I want to print AR. That's it, my dear friend. This is the way. Friend, just if you want to work with the instance methods very effectively, make sure that you should be very clear with the instance method first. If you are really clear with the constructors, if you're really clear with the instance method, working with the constructor is not at all a great matter. But instance method you have to call explicitly, whereas constructor will be called by the JVM automatically. That's it. The remaining all the same. However, you ladies and gentlemen, written the code in the method, the same fashion we can also write the logic instead of the just constructor as well. Now I can see this. I want to go with what your friend save. This is what your friend rectangle.java. So compile and execution, you guys already aware, you should go to what your friend, just a command prompt. Yes, what is your expected folder? E drive, CD. What is your folder name? Java Online 530 or Java Online 530. Instead of that, we have discussed one folder. We created one folder. So friend, this is a location where actually I save the program. But to compile, what is the command? Java C. Java C. What is the name of the program? Name of the program is something like what? Rectangle.java. When you press enter, now the program is got compiled. After that, just I want to execute it now. Just a Java. Name of the class rectangle. When you press enter, you will be seeing that what your friend 16. This is the way, right? But do remember, here the initialization part is done. Initializing the value for L and B is done at the time of object instantiation. I have noticed that object initialization. Initializing the value for the L and B is happened. L and B is done. By the time of what, dear friend? By the time of object instantiation only. By the time of object instantiation. This is what, dear friend, we can say it as a default constructor. Yes. So this is what, your friend, default constructor, also known as what, your friend, parameterless constructor, or we can say it as what, zero parameterized constructor. So my dear friend, now I would like to go with another concept like parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor means what? So parameterized constructor means defining the constructor with some parameters. So defining the constructor with some parameters. Then I will look here, friend. Just I want to take something class. I want to go with the class circle. I want to go with the class circle. Float. So find the area of circle. What is required? Obviously radius is required. Obviously radius is required. That's enough. This is what, your friend, just again I'm saying it is an instant. It is an instant field, my dear. So now I want to define one constructor, ladies and gentlemen. So, but this constructor required an argument of what type? Float, RAD. Guys, notice this. So this is actually called as formal parameter. And if you want to get, if you are getting any confusion, you can take R8 R. This is what, your friend, defining the constructor with some parameter. Defining the constructor with some parameter. But we can say it is called as what, your friend, parameterized constructor. And moreover, here R is a what, your friend? R is a local variable, because actually you know that is a formal parameter. Where formal parameters are acting as a what, gentlemen? Local variable. Right? That is the reason. Now let me finish. Just to let me finish. So, but this is what, your friend, RAD is an instance, R is a local. But I didn't write any logic. Just to let me write something. Then what, your friend? Then public static void main of string args array. Public static void main string args array. Circle C equal to new circle. But friends, if you write like this, you will be getting an error. Yes, this is incomplete, but still I'm requesting you people to pay more attention. So ladies and gentlemen, here in this context, what you need to do is, so we are calling which constructor? We are calling the default constructor in the circle class. We are requesting the JVM to call the default constructor, or we can say parameterless constructor of the circle class. But have we find any constructor in the class without parameter? No. This constructor required one parameter, man. But just you are calling this constructor. But this constructor is not applicable for this one, right? This constructor required an argument of type float. But just whatever the constructor which you are calling, is not applicable for the constructor which is defined. Then immediately we'll be getting what, your friend? An error. Just will be getting an error. That is what you need to understand. First, you need to understand the flow, gentlemen. You need to understand the flow. I want to go with what, your friend, just to say as, then what is that now? I'm taking parameterized. Yes, parameterized constructor.java. Leave it now. Parameterized constructor.java, or else you can go with what? Circle.java. Whatever the name you want, you can go with that. Let me take the same with the class. Sir, line number 10, you guys are going to see an error. Listen now. Then Java C. What is that, my dear? Circle.java. You have seen an error at line number 10. Have you noticed? Line number 10, you have seen an error. What is that? Constructor circle. X, okay. Constructor circle in the class. Constructor circle in the class circle cannot be applied to given type. Because actually what you are calling the constructor without argument. But here required what, your friend? Required a float argument. Because in the class you define the constructor this way. Circle what, your friend? Float R. But this is what, your friend? This is the constructor you define in the class. But the constructor which you are calling is not applied. The constructor which you are calling is not applied for this one. That's the reason you are getting an error. What is that error? See, saying constructor circle in the class circle cannot be applied for the given type. And moreover, required one float argument, but found is what? No argument. This is what found. So this is what found. You found what your friend this one, but required is actually this one. Required is this one. It is telling you very clearly, my dear friend, required is this one. That means, yes, any cost you need to pass some parameter. Guys, it's very easy. So now I'm passing something like 2.0 f set. Now I'm passing 2.0 f. So you're passing out your friend something like 2.0 f, right? This is a matter. Now you can observe this. 2.0 f. Then what is happen ultimately? This what your friend, the 2.0 f is assigned to R. Now this, whatever the constructor is defined in the class, the constructor which you are calling, the both are same, then it is valid. That is valid, undoubtedly. But here this 2.0 f is taken into what your friend R. But this R is a what? Formal. Formals are acting as a local. So the value 2.0 f you can use only. 2.0 f you can use only in the constructor. No, Baba. But I won't use that value throughout my class means initialize the value of R to RAD. Initialize the value of R to what your friend RAD. This is what my requirement here. So then you guys already aware, then RAD equal to what your friend just R. That's enough. It is a parameterized constructor. So now what is happened? As I said, your circle class object is created. Circle object is created. You're calling this constructor. Kindly mind this. Whenever the constructor is called, an object of the class will be instantiated. Number one. Number two, for the instant fields, memory is allocated within the object. But we have only one instant field. That is what your friend RAD is an instant field. So RAD, just this 2.0 if G.0 if is taken into R, that R value we are assigning to what your friend, that R value we are assigning to RAD, right? RAD means here is a what? Now 2.0 f is assigned to RAD, but this object is referred by what, gentlemen? This object is referred by the C. This is what exact happens when this particular line is executed. But as I said you many times, whenever the constructor is called, first object of the class is instantiated. Number two, whatever the fields are exist in the class, for those fields memory is getting allocated. Number three, whatever the logic you have written inside of the constructor will be executed. Yes. Now the radius of C is initialized with what? 2.0 f. So then I need to find the area set. Find area. How can I find the area? So now which variable I can use? Can I use this R here? No, R cannot be used here. Reason that R is a what here? Friend, R is a local to that method. You can't use it. A variable which is declared within a method, the variable can be used in that method only. Variable can be used in that method. But now just this RAD is a what here, friend, instance, so it can be accessed throughout the class. Yes, it can be accessed throughout the class. So that is the reason. What you have to do is, how can I find the area of circle? Area of circle, that is what your friend pi r square 3.14 into. That is what your friend RAD is an instance. What is the value of RAD? 2.0. Again, RAD is what? 2.0. Now guys, already we initialize this 2 is taken into R. R value is assigned to RAD. RAD means what your friend? This is an instance. Now instance is already initialized with what? 2.0. Here whenever you use the RAD, 2 into 2, 4 into 3, 12.56. 12.56. But this value will be calculated in the what your friend just calculated, and I want to store them in a variable called what your friend. If you want, you can store them in a variable, or else directly you can return the value. That's enough. You can directly return the value. Sir, is this a method returning or not? Of course, it's returning the value of what type? Float type. But what about this one? It is an instance method. But as you guys already aware, instance methods required to be called. So just let me call this. C dot what here, friend, just to find area. Let me call this. Now the find area is executing with respect of C. Type of C is a circle. Jumps to the circle class, searching for the find area. Already, what is the value for the RAD? RAD is got initialized with the 2.0. RAD is already got initialized with 2.0. 2 into 2 is what here, friend, just 4 into 3, 12.56. This calculated value is returning this one. The returned value, I want to store them. That is what your friend, just a area of circle. And finally, I have to print them. Yes, finally, I have to print this one. System.out.println This is what your friend area of circle. That's enough AC. Yeah. So let me go with this. So just I want to compile this code. Then I want to go with Java C. What is that? Circle.java. Now Java. What is the name of the class? Circle, and press enter. You will be getting it. Yes, you will be getting this particular thing. I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, got the point very clear about this. That is the way. So based on your requirement, you can also define the constructor with the parameters. The moment back you define, see, moment back we define a constructor without any parameter, call it as what your friend zero parameterized constructor. But ladies and gentlemen, now we are defining a constructor with one parameter of what type? Float type. Yes. See, this is, I am just saying one point very clear. Constructors will almost work same as instance method. Constructors almost will work same as instance method. But the difference is, in the previous session already said, but still, instance methods you have to call explicitly. Instance methods you have to call explicitly, whereas the constructors will be executed implicitly. Otherwise, just slight changes are there remaining. See, whatever the way you have written the logic, whatever the way we have written the logic, for the method, same way we can also write the logic for the constructors. No matters. Yes, my dear friend. Now this is about parameterized constructors. Now I want to go with something like what your friend, just a constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. What do you mean by a constructor overloading? If you're really good with the method overloading, constructor overloading is not at all a matter. Make sure that, are you good with the method overloading? Then constructor overloading is just nothing, my dear, just nothing. Come on, come on. What is a constructor overloading? Sir, process of defining more than one constructor for different purpose. Sir, process of defining more than one constructor for different purpose. What it meant? Process of defining more than one constructor for different purpose, it seems. Yes, okay. Let's listen now. Just let's have one small experience on this. Guys, a lot of attention is required. Sir, I want to go with what your friend class test, sir. Just guys, kindly notice it. Sir, here I am defining the constructor. Which constructor? Just we can say it as default constructor. No parameters. We can say default constructor or no parameter constructor or zero parameterized constructor. We can say zero parameterized, zero parameterized constructor. We have the different wording, right? We can go with any wording. Zero parameterized constructor. The same fashion, sir, I want to define one more constructor. This constructor required an argument, sir. Yes. This is what your friend, just one parameterized constructor. One parameterized constructor. Sir, can I define more than one constructor in the class? Happily, yes. Happily, yes. Can I define more than one constructor in the class? Means happily, yes, it is possible, gentlemen. Okay, now you kindly observe this. Now, I want to write one piece of code here. This is what your friend, something like a default constructor. So yeah, okay, default constructor. Then this is what your friend, something like what now system.outer.println one int parameterized constructor. One int parameterized constructor, man. Constructor, I want to print the value of x. That's enough. So my dear friend, what is a constructor overloading, sir? Is very easy. Constructor overloading is a process of defining more than one constructor for different purpose. Yes, for different purpose. Sir, okay, anyways, let me work with them. Yes, public static void main of what your friend, just a string args array. Yeah. Public static void main string args array in this case. Sir, how do I create test t equal to what your friend new test? So I'm creating test t equal to new test set. Okay, fine. So guys, you please kindly notice that I'm requesting the JVM to call the parameterless constructor of the test class. JVM will ensure the existence of the parameterless constructor in the test class. There are not there. Not just this is matching, right? Immediately that will be called and executed. So what is that now? It will be calling the default constructor. Shall we? Yes, I will look here now. I want to go with what save as. I want to go with what test.java. So what is the name for this program? Is what your friend tester.java. Guys, file and save it. I want to go back to what your friend Java C tester.java. Guys, now it is compiled. Then Java, when you execute that, you're seeing the default constructor of which class? Test class is it. So can I define more than one constructor? Happily yes, happily yes. Sir, just know, can I call the second constructor then? Sir, can I call the second constructor? Yes, we can. But as I said you, constructors are defined for one time and it can be invoked only once in order to instantiating the object. See, constructors are defined for one time and it can be invoked only once in order to instantiating the object. In order to what? Instantiating the object. Calling the constructor is nothing but what? Creating the object only. Calling the constructor is nothing but creating the object. You can see that now tester T2 equal to what's a new test? It's a new test. But in this case also what is happen again? It is calling the parameterless constructor again. But will it possible or not? Happily possible, my dear friend. Happily possible. Happily possible. But now this constructor required an argument of type what? An integer. This constructor required an argument of type an integer. You better pass some integer. I'll be taking 123 now. So what is happening? You're calling one integerized parameterized constructor. There are not there. That said, this constructor is matching with this parameter. Sir. Then happily it is calling one into parameterized constructor. X value is what here, friend. Whatever the value you pass, 123 will be taken into the what now? X. Yes. Guys, this is a very simple now. This is about what? It's a constructor overloading. Shall we see practically? Java C, go back to compilation. Then I want to go with what your friend Java and test it. Guys, you can see this. Now you're getting default constructor. One integer parameterized constructor like this. I hope you guys have got the point very clear. Very simple. Constructor overloading is a process of defining more than one constructor for different purpose. Kindly notice that for different purpose. It depends upon the need of your application. Can I define more than one constructor or not? If you have any question, answer is yes. Okay, answer is yes. Then just this is a flow it will be executing. But my dear friend, just I would like to speak with one point technical here. One point, okay? Kindly notice that. Kindly notice that. I want to go with what your friend knew other, writing with what your friend Java. My dear lovely friends, kindly put your attention. Sir, this is a class A. Okay, fine. Now this is what your friend, you guys already knows well about this is a default constructor. Yes, awesome. Sir, I'm taking something like what your friend, it is a default, what your friend, default constructor of A class A. So default constructor of class A, guys. There is a one other constructor. This constructor required an argument. This is what your friend just it is a one parameterized what your friend one parameterized. Here this required one parameter. But intentionally I'm writing what your friend void. Intentionally I'm writing void. But if you're really serious about the rules of constructor, if you're really serious about the rules of constructors, I said you one point very clear. The constructors never returns any return type, even void type. I was discussed with you very clearly in the last session, my dear friend. Constructors never returns any return type, even void type. No, we should not write any return type for the constructor. But I was written. Then what is happened? Listen, have a look practically. So practically, now I'm going with what your friend system.order.println. So order.println. Then I want to go with what your friend x values. I want to print the value of x. Guys, this is what, now let me go with that public static void main of string args. So here and there, some people may have some doubts. Some people may have a doubt. So now the question is, if I compile this program, will it compile or not? Yes, I want to say this program with a.java. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. If I compile this program, will it compile or not is a question. But immediately, some people will answer like absolutely no. Some people answer is what? No. Why no? Just as per the rules of constructor, We should not write the return type. No, we should not write for the return type. No, we should not. As per the rules of the constructor, we should not write for the return. We should not write a return type for the constructor. Of course, I do agree. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. But by chance, if we define any constructor with return type, then what will be happen? Nothing will be happen. If you see, will it be compiled or not? Have a look here. Then Java C A dot Java. Now it's compiled or not compiled? Happily compiled. Happily compiled. So reason, now this is considered as a what, instance method. As we know that we should not write any return type for the constructor, right? By chance, if we write any return type for the constructor, then it is not considered by the system as a constructor. That is not considered by the system as a constructor. Rather, it will be defining. It will be considered as a what, instance method. It will be considered as a what, your friend, instance method. Let me run, sir. What is happened, guys? Come on. Here you are calling. You are requesting your JVM to call what, your friend, parameterless constructor of the class A. Matching or not? Yes, is match. Then automatically you'll be getting default constructor of the class A. Yeah, I want to go with what, your friend. Just let me go back to the compilation. Java C error Java. Now let me execute it. Then you will be getting default constructor, man. Just as I said you. So you're calling the what, your friend, parameterless constructor that is matching with this one. Then automatically it will be executed, right? Automatically it will be executed. Yes. Automatically it will be executed, my dear friend. So now what about this one? As I said you, this is considered by the system as a what? Instance method. But you ladies and gentlemen already aware how to call the instance method. Sir, instance method must be called when object reference. Instance method must be called when object reference. Sir, I will be calling this one. Now it is like a what now? Instance method. Sir, A method with one integer argument. Method A with one integer argument is executing with respect of small a. Type of small a is capital A. Then control jumps to what? Capital A class, searching for the method A with one integer argument. Yes, match or not? Yes, match. So now it is considered as a method now. Thus we required an object reference to call. As I said you, instance methods required to be called explicitly, whereas the constructors are invoked what, your friend, implicitly. I hope you got the point, right? So instance methods required to be called explicitly, whereas the constructors will be invoked what, your friend, implicitly. This is a concept, right? Got it? Let me check this. Guys, I want to go back to the compilation process. That's really nice. I want to execute this one. You are getting this value. This is very simple, my dear friend. So just a constructor overloading, we have seen constructor overloading is the process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. Process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class, my dear. Okay, but now just can I write any return type for the constructor as per the rules of the constructor? Sir, as per the rules of constructor, we should not write any return type for the constructor. We should not write any return type for the constructor. By chance, what happen if I write the return type for the constructor? What if? So no, nothing. That will be considered by the system. That will be considered by the system as a instance method. Will be considered by the system as what? Instance method. Thus, it must be called explicit. You have to call them explicit. This is what exactly you noticed here. So guys, now I want to go with one more important topic now. That is constructor chaining. Come on, just you heard the sound very clearly. What is that? Now topic is something like what your friend, just a constructor chaining. What do you mean by constructor chaining? Now I'm going to deliver about something like constructor chaining. This is what our topic now. Constructor chaining. What is the constructor chaining? Come on, gentlemen. Just very easy, my dear. This is all about the matter of attention, and you should be very clear with the previous topic. Guys, that's what I'm doing. So let me go with that. File new other, writing what your friend something like Java. Constructor chaining. What do you mean by constructor chaining? Watch on the screen. So I'll be giving the definition later. So there is a class. Here is a one class, sir. Class tester. Guys, here is a what your friend some it is we can say it as default constructor, right? System.outer println. This is a default constructor, my dear. It is a default constructor. Yes, absolutely. Guys, don't get any confusion. Even you guys can write it, but I am very much habituated by writing like this to save the lines of space in my screen. So, sir, this constructor required an argument, sir. That is really nice, Lynn. This is really nice. Now, what is my requirement is, it is a one para constructor of test class and I want to print the value of x. That is a default constructor of what your friend default constructor of the test class. Ladies and gentlemen. So it seems constructor overloading, right? Absolutely, constructor overloading only. But I want to speak you something new is a what? Constructor chaining. What do you mean by constructor chaining? Have a look, have a look. Just giving the definition is not a matter for me. Have a look, my dear friend. Then public static void main of string aux array. Yes, this is absolutely fine. Sir, I'm calling, this is what your friend tested t equal to new test set, then 123. You guys can understand what you're doing. In fact, you are calling this constructor. Yes, okay, you're calling that constructor, that whatever the constructor we are calling is matched with this one, so automatically it will be executed. But sir, my intention is, sir, already I was written some logic here. I was written some logic in the default constructor. Sir, the same logic is required for me here also, sir. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm requesting you all. This logic is also required here. So whatever the logic you define in the default constructor, almost the same logic is required for me here, I'm saying. But requesting you, don't think only line, but assume it is about 10 lines of code. Yes, it is about what your friend, 10 lines of code, my dear friend. That is the 10 lines of code is required, written by me. 10 lines of code is written by me here. The same 10 lines of code is required for me here. Catching me right? So the 10 lines of code is written by me here. The same 10 lines of code is required here also. Then what is happened? Writing the same logic again and again. Writing the same logic over and over means repetition. Repetition leads what? Extending the length of the code. Extending the length of the code means what? Wastage of memory is taking place. And efficiency of the program will be degraded. And a whole lot of problems will be coming because of repetition. But why don't you think little smart? My dear, I'm sorry. Why don't you think little smart? What is the smartness here, sir? Already we were written some logic. Already we have written some logic here, right? Yes, already we have written some logic there. The same logic is required for me here, right? Yes. Rather than writing the same logic, why don't you call this constructor here? Why don't you call this constructor here? This idea leads to, okay, constructor chaining. Yes, constructor chaining means what? Constructor chaining is a process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. Yes, my dear friend. It is a process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the what dear friend same class. Yes. Process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. But that is possible by using this off. Kindly notice that. You have to use what? This off. Yes, now you can observe this. As I said you, the points very clear. So whatever the logic is written by me here, so it does not require to write the same logic again and again. Rather, whatever the logic you written there, the same logic does not require to write here. Rather, you please call this constructor. Here. So that is what your friend calling the existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. Calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class, then it is possible by using this off. Yes. Now you please observe. You're calling actually what your friend just one parameterized constructor. Okay, that is really nice. It is calling this one. But immediately that is calling what your friend just a parameter less constructor of the same class. This off means parameter less constructor of the same class. Guys, this is the way it will be happening. I'm requesting you see the flow. See the flow, arrow marks. Just actually it is calling one parameterized constructor. That is calling what parameterless constructor. Then control is going there. What is executed? Default constructor of the test is executed. Then control will be coming back now here. That is what one parameterized constructor of test, and the value is what your friend here is something like 123 is output. So I hope now you understood, ladies and gentlemen. Let me check this. Okay, let me check this. What your friend just test 2.java. Yes, I want to save this program with the what? Test 2.java. Any name will be fine, my dear. Don't worry. Sir, I want to call this. Go to the file menu. Go back. Then Java, see what your friend just tested 2.java. My dear friend, just Java. Then you can write. The main class name is test only, not test2. Don't get confused. You see, the main class name is what your friend main method. Main method is defined in the which class? Test class. Then you have to give this one. Then what your friend test you have seen, default constructor of the test is executed. Then after it is calling parameterized constructor of the test is also executed. I hope you guys have understood very clearly what is a constructor chaining. It's a matter, what your friend, just a simple here, constructor chaining, right? Constructor chaining is a process of what your friend calling an existed constructor. An existed constructor of the class into another constructor. Calling an existed constructor instead of another constructor of the same class, then we have to use then we have to use what, your friend, then we have to use this of, you have to use it, my dear friend, this of. Kindly understand, constructor chaining is a process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. It is possible by using what, your friend, this of. And ladies and gentlemen, as a very important point you need to notice here, very important point. But okay, just you please understand this. Calling this off, yes, calling this off must be the what, your friend, must be the first statement in constructor. Yes, but can I write the this off anywhere in the constructor? No, no, no. Okay, this off should be the very first statement in the constructor chain. This off should be the very first statement in constructor chaining, my dear friend. Pleasing you guys. What is a constructor chaining, gentlemen? Constructor chaining is a process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class, possible by using what, your friend, this off. But now what is saying that here, sir, calling this off must be the first statement in the constructor. Yes, yes, let me show you this point here practically, guys. So guys, now a lot of attention we are requesting you all the people. So on this particular case, I want to go with what, dear friend, something like, I want to go with one more constructor I want to define. Guys, lot of attention. Then test, I will be taking int x and int y. Oh my goodness. But this constructor required how many arguments? 2 arguments, guys. This is what, your friend, 2 parameterized constructor of, what is that now, test class. I'll be printing what, your friend, just x and y. Between that gap I want to display. X and y should be separated by some space, nothing more. By seeing that, don't get any confusion. Yes. Guys, I am passing something like this, my dear. Please kindly put your attention. Sir, now what you are calling, gentlemen? You are calling 2 parameterized constructor. Yes, absolutely perfect. We are calling 2 parameterized constructor. That means you are calling this one. Yes. Sir, when I call the 2 parameterized constructor need to call 1 parameterized constructor, sir. Then 1 parameterized constructor need to call what, your friend, just 0 parameterized constructor. This is what my flow. So 2 parameterized constructor need to call 1 parameterized constructor. 1 parameterized constructor need to call what, your friend, just a parameterless constructor. This is what I want to do it now. Okay, that's really nice. You're calling 2 parameterized constructor. Already what is taken into the x? 10 is taken into the x, 20 is taken into y. But what is my requirement? When I call this constructor, it should call this constructor. Now what is the constructor you want to call? Sir, 1 parameterized constructor I want to call. Yes, okay. Then you have to use what, your friend, this of. Kindly observe this. But if you write like this, actually you're calling 2 parameterized constructor. That is very great. That is absolutely fine. It is working there. So just you are calling what your friend this way. So whenever you call the what your friend just a two parameterized constructor, internally it is calling what your friend parameter less constructor, because this of you didn't pass any parameters, right? You didn't pass any parameters. It's calling what parameter less constructor. That means it is calling this one. But this is calling this one, right? This is calling two parameterized constructor. That is calling parameter less constructor. This is what executing. But what is your plan actually, my dear? So my plan is when I call the two parameterized constructor, the two parameterized constructor need to be called what your friend one parameterized constructor, what I'm saying. Okay. So now let me check this. One parameterized constructor means this constructor required an argument of type what? An integer. Please be focused. Please be focused. See already, this is what your friend x is taken with what 10, y is taken with what 20. So if you use x, 10 will be there. If you use y, you will be getting 20. So why don't we pass this x if you want? If you want to use the same value, you can pass either x or you can pass either y. Sir, I want to use that 10, sir. Then use x. If you want to use the 20 set, you want to use y. Other than 10 and 20, write the value you want. So write the value you want. Set, I want to write some other number. I'm writing other number. Now it is calling what? One integer parameterized constructor of the same class. It's calling one integer constructor of the same class. One integer constructor of the same class means it is calling this one. One integer constructor of the same class means it is calling this one. Already, what is the value of the x? The value of x is what your friend something like 123. The value of x is what your friend 123. Then you will be getting what? First, one parameterized constructor of test 123. Then you will be getting two parameterized constructor of 10. Just a two parameterized constructor of a test class. Here x is what your friend 10 and y is what your friend 20. This is what exact happens. Guys, let me go with that. Java C test2do.java, then Java, and again I'm saying that is what your friend test. You see this? But actually you called it two parameterized constructor. Internally that is calling what? One parameterized constructor. So just before one parameterized constructor, I want to call what your friend parameterless constructor now. Yes, this is what the case. Yeah, what is your brain is telling now? You're calling two parameterized constructor. Then it is calling what your friend, your brain is telling that, calling what your friend calling default constructor. Default constructor. Calling default constructor. This is it. So just calling the default constructor. Now this is what your friend calling what your friend one parameterized constructor of same class. Default constructor of same class. This is what your brain is telling. But JVM is telling that is wrong. JVM is telling that is wrong. Let us listen. I want to go with that. Sir, actually your brain is telling what? It's calling default constructor of the same class. Then after it's calling one parameterized constructor of same class. This is what your brain is telling. But in fact, it's not. You go with this. I want to compile. You've seen the great disaster now. You've seen the great disaster. Please watch on the screen. What is it saying? Yes, call to this. Call to this must be. Call to this must be the first statement in the constructor. My dear friend, the point is very clear. Call to this must be the first statement. Must be first statement in the constructor. I mean to say this one you ought to write very fast. This one you ought to write very fast. As it is saying, you better write this one first. Okay, fine. Leave this one. So just I want to write here, then we'll see what happens. Just we'll see, man. Have an experience with practical. Let me, sir, I want to save this code. Then go back to what your friend compilation process. Then when you compile, you're seeing again disaster, blast. What is saying now this moment? This bloody system is saying, call to this must be first statement. Again, this bloody system is saying, call to this must be first statement in the constructor. Oh, what? No, it is telling, it is telling you have to write this one first. It's telling you have to write this one first. Moment back, we did the same. Moment back, we did the same. Now it is telling what your friend is playing something with this. If you write this one first, that is saying that what your friend you have to write this one. That means what your friend you should not write more than one this of in the constructor chaining. We should not write more than one this of in the constructor chaining, gentlemen. You should not write. Only one you have to write it. Only one. So you are calling what your friend now, you can see very clearly. You are calling two parameterized constructor. Wonderful. So this is what exact happens. The 10 is taken into what your friend X and 20 is taken into Y. And it is calling what your friend just, it is calling what your friend one parameterized constructor of the same class. This is what exact happens. The next value is what your friend here, the X value is 123 is going there. Then you will be getting one parameterized constructor of test 123. But my intention, sir, this need to call what your friend zero parameterized. Then it is calling the zero parameterized, my dear friend. This is a way. So you are calling two parameterized constructor. It is calling one parameterized constructor. That is calling what your friend just one parameterized constructor is calling parameterless constructor. That is calling what your friend just this is what exact. So now what is happened first we'll be getting default constructor. Then your control will be coming back one parameterized constructor 123 and the two parameterized constructor 10 and 20. So this is actually called it as what your friend constructor chaining. My dear friend, just a constructor chaining is a process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. Process of calling an existed constructor into another constructor of the same class. This is about what your friend constructor chaining. So far what we discussed, my dear friend, kindly understand, we have just discussed about the default constructor, right? Then we have seen about something like what your friend parameterized constructor. Then we have seen about what your friend just a constructor overloading. Yes, from constructor overloading. And also we have seen about what your friend constructor chaining. Yes, this is the what we have seen. But still one more is there called what your friend copy constructor. Yes, we have to discuss about the copy constructor. Copy constructor. Now let me define this copy constructor. Guys, be careful about it. I want to go with what your friend copy constructor. Sir, copy constructor means what your friend just is a very easy. So just a copy constructor is very easy, my dear. Kindly understand copy constructor. So what your friend just a process of defining, process of defining the constructor with what your friend with a reference type parameter. Copy constructor is a process of defining the constructor with reference type parameter. Okay, reference type parameter. The main motto, what is the main motto? The main motto of what here now copy constructor is. Main motto of copy constructor is just what your friend copying the data from one to another, copying the data from one to another. This is what the case is. The main motto of copy constructor is copying the data from one object to another object. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let me finish this topic so that types of constructors will be finished here. What is a copy constructor? Process of defining the constructor with the reference type parameter. What is the main motto of copy constructor? Okay, main motto of copy constructor is copying the data from one object to another object, copying the data from one object to another objects here. Here I'm saying objects. Let me show you this one practically now. Very important, very important. But friends, if you notice in the previous sessions, if you notice that I was covered you something in my previous lessons, methods with the object reference. I was covered you already. Methods with object reference, I was covered in the previous sessions. Yes, that previous session already we discussed about it. In the previous session we discussed. If you're really good with that, just understanding methods with object reference, same like that, constructor with the object reference. Guys, lot of attention. Pleasing you all. Hope this is what your friend now said. The main motto is something like, actually, I'm planning to copying the data from one object to another object, my dear. Class sample into X and into Y. What we say, these are called it as instance field. Okay. Now I'm defining the constructor. What is the constructor, sir? X equal to 111, Y equal to 222. Yes, you know, this is what now default constructor. Yeah, default constructor. Guys, please observe. Guys, requesting you, please observe. Then I will be going with what your friend public static void main of string auxiliary. So what I am writing, sample s1 equal to new sample. Then you guys already aware, sir. Sir, what is happened here in this case? Sir, we are calling the default constructor, sir. Yes. Then what is happened, gentlemen? An object is created. And the memory is allocated for what? Memory is allocated for the instant fields. Then memory gets allocated for the instant field. Memory is allocated for the x. And the memory gets allocated for the variable y. This is what the case. Now memory is allocated for the x and y. This is what the case is. And just whatever the logic you have written instead of the constructor, whatever the logic you written instead of the constructor will be executed. Now what is happened, sir? X is initialized with 111, sir. Then y is initialized with what your friend 222. Yes, this is what exact happens, my dear, when this particular line is executed. Yes, please kindly notice that. This is what exact happens when that line is executed. So now what is my intention is it? I want to create one more object. I want to copy the data from one object to another object. Let me do sample. Again, it's constructor overloading. So this constructor required one argument. Kindly requesting you, my dear. Kindly requesting you, observe this. So this is a constructor required what? This is a constructor required an argument. An argument of what type? Sample type. Already we have seen this program, copying the data from one object to another object. The same way I want to do. Same way I want to do this one. With using constructors. Sir, here, what is that now? X and Y, sir. What is that X and Y instance? Let me finish. But it's not completed. Still, we have to concentrate. Sir, now sample. S2 equal to what your friend new sample. Now, if you write like this, again it is calling the default constructor. No, Baba, I don't want to call the default constructor, but I want to call this constructor, my dear. I want to call this constructor. But this constructor required what your friend? This constructor required an argument of what type? Sample type. This constructor required an argument of sample type, right? So sample type argument is required. So what is the sample type objects here? S1 is only the sample type object which is already created before this line. S1 is only the sample object. So S1 is the object of the class sample which is got created before this line, so that you better pass the S1 here. Because this constructor required an argument of what? Sample type. Now what is the sample type here? S1. Already S1 is having what? X and Y. Yes, sir. Now I am doing the same, my dear. Just I am passing S1. So, my dear, this S1 is taken into what, your friend? Just S1 is taken into O. But as I said you, but O is actually what, your friend? O is the formal parameter. Formal parameter. One more point. Next one is what, your friend? Formal parameters are. Formal parameters are copies of. Copies of what, your friend? Copies of actual parameter. Actual parameter. What is the actual here? Actual is a S1. Actual is a S1. So whatever is there in the S1, sir, a moment back as I said you in the diagram now, S1. Okay, just this is what, your friend? S1. Moment back I said you. In the S1, two fields are there. That is what, your friend? X and Y. So this X and what, your friend? X and Y is there like this. X and Y, my dear friend. X and Y. But this is all happens whenever you call this default constructor. This is happen whenever you call the default constructor. At the time X is initialized with what? 111. Sir, Y is initialized with what, your friend? 222. Now the same S1 object we are passing to what now? O. O. Now what is the O here? O is a copy of S1, sir. O is a copy of S1. So what about this X and Y, sir? What about this X and Y? So this X and Y are the instant fields of, they are the instant fields of what, your friend? S2 object. They are the instant fields of what, your friend? S2 object, my dear friend. So now whatever is there in the S1, I want to copy into S2. So what is that? O is a copy of S1, right? So O is nothing but here S1. Sir, what I have to do then? Here X equal to O dot X. Then Y equal to what, your friend? Y equal to O dot Y. This is what the case is happens. Simply what is happened here, just it is copy the data from S1 to S2 it seems. But we did almost the same in the previous using what your friend method. Previously we did the same using method. Now we are doing with what your friend construct. Is it really happens? I want to print it. Just you can check this. I have to go with what your friend just get data method. I want to go ahead. Get data method. So get the data, just get the value from X value. I want print X, and I want to print what your friend just system dot out dot println Y value. I want to take this one. But is this a method returning any value? No, it's an instance method. But you guys already aware, instance methods required to be called explicitly. Oh, fine. Then sir, what I am doing here, S1 dot what your friend S1 dot get data. So you're getting the data from S1. What is the S1 data? X value is the triple one, Y value is triple two. The same fashion, I will be printing what your friend S2 dot get data, getting the data from what your friend just S2. But the S2 data is also same or not same? Yeah, because S2 is got copied from S1 only, right? S2 is got from S2 is got from what your friend got copied from S1. That's the reason here in this context, the data is copied from S1 to what your friend S2. Please observe this one. Here is a constructor without parameter. Here is a constructor with parameter of what type? Sample type. Sample is a word class. Class means what? Reference. Class means what? Reference, man. Now you can observe this. Is it really happens? Then Java C sample.java. Then you can observe this, my dear friend. Just the data of S1 is copied into S2. S1 data is copied to S2. Just this is the way. Just if you change, just what? If you change what your friend is, I'm going to what your friend triple two and triple three. But here, first we are calling which constructor? Default constructor. Default constructor is called by what? S1. Now S1 is initialized with what your friend triple two, triple three. The same data we are copying into what your friend S2. So S2 is also X is triple two, Y is triple three. Listen, have a look here. Take this serious care, my dear friend. Taking light is a problem for you. The first one, I didn't write data from S1. You guys can understand. So this is all about what your friend, this is all about the types of constructor, right? Default constructor, parameterized constructor, constructor overloading, constructor chaining, and copy constructor. I hope you guys have got the very clarity on this particular thing. But really patience is required to understand the topic effectively. Is it clear really? That's all for today's session, my friend.